Balakand, chapter 29. In the previous section, we learned that on the fourth day that Rama and Lakshmana have left Ayodhya, they have received the wonderful weapons from sage Vishwamitra, and they resume their journey. After a little while, Rama sees a very beautiful ashrama yonder, and he wants to know the history of that ashrama. And sage Vishwamitra starts off by talking about the history of this beautiful place called Siddhashrama. In Siddhashrama was the place where Lord Narayana had conducted his austerities, and this is where he appeared as Vamana Deva. And sage Vishwamitra recites the history that once upon a time when Bali Maharaj was conducting a huge sacrifice, the Devatas approached Lord Narayana in this very spot and asked him to take avatara as a Vamana or a dwarf and ask Bali Maharaj to give him the entire world. And in the same time, Kashyapa Muni and Aditi Mother were conducting severe austerities to please Lord Vishnu, and the Lord appears in front of them. And we have already gone through the very beautiful shlokas that sage Kashyapa Muni uses to describe the Lord. But let us see what Srimad Bhagavatham has to say about how the Lord appeared in front of Kashyapa Muni and Aditi. This is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatham, chapter 17 of Canto 8. Verses 2 and 3 of this chapter indicate the level of concentration with which Mother Aditi was praying on Lord Vasudeva. Chintayante ekaya buddhaya mahapurusham ishvaram pragrhyendriya duštashvan manasa buddhih sarati Manascha ekagraya buddhaya bhagavate akilatmani vasudeva samadhaya chachara payovratam. The translation is as follows. With full undiverted attention, Aditi thought of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and in this way brought under full control her mind and senses, which resembled forceful horses. She concentrated her mind upon the Supreme Lord Vasudeva. Thus, she performed the ritualistic ceremony known as Payovrata. In the next verse, that is 8.17.4, Shukadev Goswami mentions how the Lord appeared in front of Mother Aditi. Tasya pradurabhut tat bhagavan adi purushaha pitavashas chaturbhahu shanka chakra gadadhara. My dear king, the original Supreme Personality of Godhead, dressed in yellow garments and bearing a conch shell disc, club and lotus in his forehands, then appeared before Aditi. Next, we will see how Aditi behaves. Tam netra gocharam vikshya sahasothaya sadaram nanama bhuvi kyayena dandavat priti vihvala. When the Supreme Personality of Godhead became visible to Aditi's eyes, Aditi was so overwhelmed by transcendental bliss that she at once stood up and then fell to the ground like a rod to offer the Lord her respectful obeisances. Srimad Bhagavatham goes on to show some very beautiful prayers offered by Mother Aditi to Lord Vishnu. And in Valmiki Ramayana, it is sage Kashyapa who offers some very beautiful prayers to Lord Vishnu. In Srimad Bhagavatam 8.17.8, Shukadev Goswami says, Shri Aditir Uvacha Agnesha Yagna Purusha Chuta Tirtha Pada Tirtha Shravaha Shravana Mangala Namadheya Apanna Loka Vrijinopashamodayadya Shamnah Kridisha Bhagavan Asidinanatha. The goddess Aditi said, O master and enjoyer of all sacrificial ceremonies, O infallible and most famous person, whose name when chanted spreads all good fortune, O original supreme personality of Godhead, supreme controller, shelter of all holy places, you are the shelter of all poor, suffering living entities, and you have appeared to diminish their suffering. Please be kind to us and spread our good fortune. In the next verse, she continues, Vishvaya Vishvabhavana Sthiti Samyamaya Svairam Grihita Purushakti Gunaya Bhumne Svasthaya Shashvad Upabhrimhita Purna Bodha Vyapaditatma Tamase Haraye Namaste. My Lord, you are the all-pervading universal form, the fully independent creator, maintainer, and destroyer of this universe. Although you engage your energy in matter, you are always situated in your original form and never fall from that position, for your knowledge is infallible and always suitable to any situation. You are never bewildered by illusion. O my Lord, let me offer my respectful obeisances unto you. In the next verse, she says, Ayuh param vapur abhishtam atulya lakshmir dyobhu rasah sakala yoga gunastri vargha jnanam cha kevalam ananta bhavanti tushtat tvatto nranam kim u sapatna jayadir ashih. O unlimited one, if your lordship is satisfied, one can very easily obtain a lifetime as long as that of Lord Brahma, a body either in the upper, lower, or middle planetary systems, unlimited material opulence, religion, economic development and satisfaction of the senses, full transcendental knowledge, and the 8 yogic perfections. What to speak of such petty achievements as conquering one's rivals? Now the Lord replies. According to Vishwamitra, it was Lord Kashyapa that offered those prayers, and in Shukadev Goswami says that Mother Aditi offers those prayers, and anyway the end result is that the Lord appeared as Vamana, the son of Aditi and Kashyapa. Verse 14. Tam uvacha hari prita kashyapam dhuta kalmasham varam varaya bhadram te varah arha asi mato mama. Lord Vishnu was pleased with Kashyapa, whose sins had been washed clean. He replied to him, Again do I say unto you that you have won my grace. You are pure as purity itself, and I can refuse you nothing. Worthy of a boon? Ask. Verse 15. Tachrutva vachanam tasya maricha kashyapo abravit aditya devatanam cha mama cha eva anuyachitam varam varada suprito datum arhasi suvrata. Then the son of sage Marichi submitted unto him a prayer in all humility. O Great One, O Bestower of boons, grant thou this boon unto Aditi and unto the gods who prayed of thee. Verses 16 and 17. Putratvam gaccha bhagavan aditya mamacha anagha bhrata bhava yaviyan tvam shakrasya asura sudana shoka artanam tu devanam sahayam kartum arhasi. Deign thou to be born as our son, and let the world know thee as the younger brother of Indra, whom thou hast placed over the gods. Render thou a signal service thereby to the distressed Devas, who are agonized in anguish owing to the predominance of Emperor Bali. Verse 18. I am Siddhashramo nama prasadat te bhavishyati siddhe karmani devesha uttishta bhagavan itaha. O God of gods, This holy spot shall, through thy grace, deserve the name of Siddhashrama, for thou goest forth from this spot when thy object has been accomplished. O hence, O Lord of Lords, arise from here to become my son. So the Siddhe Karmani has two different meanings. The first one is that Lord Vishnu was practicing asceticism here, and here his austerities were completed because he accepted the request of the gods as well as sage Kashyapa. And then if you look at things from sage Kashyapa's point of view, this place is Siddhashrama because Aditi and Kashyapa's boon to have the Lord as their son has been accomplished over here. Verse 19. Atha Vishnu Mahateja Adityam Samajayata Vamanam Rupam Asthaya Vairochanim Upagamat. So be it, rejoined the Lord, and was born of Aditi as Vamana. Intent upon the good of the worlds, did he approach Bali as a dwarf. In Srimad Bhagavatam 8.17.12, we will see a greater detailed version of how the Lord accepts the position as the son of Mother Aditi and sage Kashyapa. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Deva Matar Bhavatya Me Vignatam Chira Kankshitam Yat Sapatner Hrita Shrinam Chyavitanam Swadhamataha. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, O Mother of the demigods, I have already understood your long-cherished desires for the welfare of your sons, who have been deprived of all opulences and driven from their residence by the enemies. In the next verse, he says, Tan vinarjitya samare durmadan asura rishabhan pratilabdha jaya shribhi putrer ichhasi upasitum. O Devi, O Goddess, I can understand that you want to regain your sons and be together with them to worship me after defeating the enemies in battle and retrieving your abode and opulences. In 8.17.14, he says, Indra jeshte svatanayer hatanam yudhi vidvisham striyo rudantir asadya drashtum ichhasi dukkhitae. You want to see the wives of the demons lamenting for the death of their husbands when those demons, the enemies of your sons, are killed in the battle by the demigods, of whom Indra is the chief. In verse 15, he says, Atmajan susamriddhamstvam pratyahrita yashashriya naka prishtam adishthaya kridato drashtam ichhasi. You want your sons to regain their lost reputation and opulence and live again on the heavenly planets as usual. In verse 16 he says, Prayodhunate sura yutha natha aparaniya iti devi me mate yatte anukuleshvara vipragupta na vikramas tatra sukham dadati. O Mother of the demigods, in my opinion, almost all the chiefs of the demons are now unconquerable, for they are being protected by Brahmanas, whom the Supreme Lord always favors. Thus, the use of power against them now will not be a source of happiness. In verse 17, he says, Athapi upayo mama devi chintaya santoshitasya vrata charyaya te mama charanam narhati gantum anyatha shraddhanurupam phala hetu katvat. Yet because I have been satisfied by the activities of your vow, O Goddess Aditi, I must find some means to favor you, for worship of me never goes in vain, but certainly gives the desired result according to what one deserves. In the next verse, he says, Tvayarchitas chaham apatya guptaye payovratena anugunam samidita Shvamshena putratvam upetite sutan Goptasmi maricha tapasi adishthita. You have prayed to me and properly worshipped me by performing the great Payovrata ceremony for the sake of protecting your sons. Because of Kashyapa Muni's austerities, I shall agree to become your son and thus protect your other sons. Then afterwards, by the order of the Lord, Mother Aditi approaches sage Kashyapa Muni, and the translation of verse 22 is that, being situated in a meditational trance, Kashyapa Muni, whose vision is never mistaken, could see that a plenary portion of the Supreme Personality of Godhead had entered within him. And in the next verse, it is mentioned, O king, as the wind promotes friction between two pieces of wood and thus gives rise to fire, Kashyapa Muni, whose transcendental position was fully absorbed in the Supreme Personality of Godhead, transferred his potency into the womb of Aditi. The rest of the chapter is prayers of Lord Brahma and the other Devatas to the wonderful baby that is now in the womb of Mother Aditi. In the next section, we will learn more about the appearance of Lord Vamana Deva as is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam. Jai Sitaram.